So this is an unboxing I've been looking forward to. We've just received the new MSI GE76 from 2022. Now I'm really excited about this laptop because this is the first MSI I've had in for quite a while, and also I think this is a real sweet spot for price to performance ratio. This model is the 12th generation 12700H, a 3070 Ti graphics card, the QHD 240Hz display, DDR5 RAM, and Gen 4 SSDs, making it a great all-round package. So here we have a box within a box. So let's open this one up. Let's see what we've got inside. So here we go. Inside the box, so look at this, a nice little red package. Oh, a nice MSI Dragon keychain. Wonderful. MSI quick guides, user guides, hotkey recovery function, and a warranty card. Useful stuff I'll probably never use. And so look at this side compartment. Power cord. Another little red package. Let's see what's in here. Oh, another keychain. I think they might have put two in by mistake there. So two little red dragons. And a power supply. Wow, it's quite a bulky power supply. Bit of heft to it. An interesting power connector. Almost looks like USB style. But hopefully that'll be a nice secure way to plug it into the laptop. We've got a 280 watts power supply, so that's why it is quite chunky. Laptop feels well packaged. Okay, put the box away. So you've got a nice little material bag inside a plastic bag, keeping the laptop safe. And wow, there she is. A nice heft for a 17-inch laptop. Now 17 inches are my preferred size for gaming laptops because it's a great trade-off between portability and having a decent sized screen with which to actually play your games on. Now it's a nice sort of silver, sort of dark grey silver colour. Metallic lid. And it feels like soft touch. I guess it's plastic, but it feels unusual, almost grippy. That's probably quite good if you're picking it up. So we've got a nice selection of ports. On the left side, we've got a headset jack, a Thunderbolt port. I think that's a Thunderbolt. I'll double check that in a second. A USB-A port and a Kensington lock. On the rear, well, that looks like a USB. That's actually the charging port. An HDMI 2.1, an Ethernet port, Thunderbolt 4, and a mini display port. That's actually just a USB-C with display pass-through. There's no Thunderbolt there. Hasn't got the Thunderbolt logo. And then on the other side, we've got another two USB-A ports and a full-size memory card slot. This to me is fantastic because obviously being a YouTuber, I do edit a lot of video. So it's nice to be able to game and edit video on the same machine. At the bottom, feels plastic, but it is very solid. Feels like a reasonable weight. Put on the scales in a second. I'm going to quickly open her up. Screen protector. Oh wow, that's nice. That actually feels like a microfiber cloth. That's a decent sized microfiber cloth that they've used as a little sort of screen protector that they put on top of the keyboards. Usually most manufacturers, they just put in a little bit of sort of material in there just to stop the screen from being scratched. But that's nice. That's a decent microfiber cloth. I'll be keeping that one. Right, now before I turn it on, I'm going to take a quick look over it. Nice solid glass filling touchpad, metallic deck. We've got a full-size keyboard with a number pad and upward firing speakers. That's nice, we'll try those in a little while. And the keyboard. Can't say I'm very impressed with the actual font that they've chosen. And the keys don't look very large, the actual keycaps look quite small. But the key feel is very nice. Right, I'm going to quickly fire this up and come back, and we're going to take a look at the screen, the speakers, the webcam, and a few other bits and pieces. Right, so we've now logged into Windows, we're up and running, so let's take a quick look at this laptop. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is this absolutely beautiful aura bar at the front of the laptop. Now, you can change and customize all the colors. It's just on the default, I think it's a rainbow wave at the moment. But the thing I really like about this is it's a really subtle lighting. So when you're using this, it's not distracting. As an example, the Legion 7, I love the Legion 7, but the lights are very bright on that laptop. Whereas this, it's very subtle, so it shows up nicely in the dark, but if you're using it, it's not going to be shining into your eyes, and that's something I really do like about it. And whilst we're talking about RGB, as we look up to the keyboard, you'll notice it's per key RGB backlit keyboards, and even the secondary function symbols are backlit, and I do really like that. And another little feature that I like is if you hold down the function key, all your multimedia keys light up and all the others turn off. So it's very easy to see where your screen brightness, your volume control, and other important multimedia functions are just by pressing the function key. Nice little touch there from MSI. Now, whilst using this, setting it up, I use the touchpad. It's very responsive, it glides nicely, and it feels great. There's no loose rattle, or it's just a typical sort of diving mechanism, but works very well. Typing on the keyboard is also excellent. I did mention I'm not a big fan of the font, but other than that, this has been an absolutely fantastic keyboard to actually type on. And it's one of the few laptops I've tested lately that's actually still got the number pad. And I know a lot of people out there are still looking for a number pad on their 7-inch gaming laptops. Now, flanking either side of the keyboard, you can see some speaker grills, because we've got some upward firing and sort of downward firing speakers in this laptop. And it sounds like this. Audio test at 80% volume. Wow, that's all I can say. Now, hopefully you'll hear from that video. It's a very impressive speaker system in this laptop, and it's one of the better sounding game laptops I've used in a long time. It absolutely destroys the Alienware 17 that we've recently had in for review. Now, moving up to the screen, this is a beautiful 17-inch, 240Hz QHD panel. It's reasonably bright, the colours are great, it's incredibly responsive, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And in my opinion, this sort of QHD panel is the absolute sweet spot for a 17-inch laptop. Now, when I saw this laptop released, this being the mid-range model, the specs on this I think are absolutely perfect for most people. You're getting a great 12th gen CPU, you're getting a good 3070 Ti, which can perfectly drive this beautiful QHD display. And the reason this QHD display is so good is because the pixel density is perfect for this 7-inch screen, and yet the graphics card can still drive it, unlike 4K, where some of the games you're going to really struggle to run native 4K with even a 3080 Ti. Now, up above the actual screen, we've got the webcam. It looks and sounds like this. And this is a test of the webcam and the microphones on the new 2022 GE76 Radar. And unfortunately, there is no Windows Hello facial recognition or even a fingerprint sensor. I think that's a bit unfortunate on a laptop of this sort of price. I would have expected a more sophisticated way of logging in than still typing in your password. Okay, so to control a lot of the features within this laptop, you need the MSI control center. This is quite a handy piece of software. It's quite lightweight. And from within here, you can change the mux switch to run from either discrete RTX mode or Optimus mode for more battery life. You can also change your performance mode from either silent, extreme performance, or the balanced mode. You can also install some extra pieces of software that MSI include but don't put on the machine. But in order to change the backlighting, you're going to need to use the Steel series software that's also installed on the laptop, and that will allow you to change the lighting on the Aura bar or the per key RGB keyboard. Now, that is something that is a bit disappointing with this laptop, is there was quite a lot of software installed out of the box with this machine. So not only do you need to have the Steel series software, you need the MSI control center, that's an absolute given. But there are other pieces of software which I don't think are necessary. So programs such as Norton antivirus software, which I absolutely hate. You're going to be needing to take those off, and a few other little bits of software which I don't think are necessary to get a nice smooth running machine. Okay, so let's have a quick talk about performance. Now, we'll be going into a lot more depth on both the gaming and the CPU performance in the full review. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see that one. But tonight I'm just going to quickly skim over some of the basics from testing it straight out of the box. Now I am just running this in Optimus mode, so I'm not going to get the maximum performance out of this system. But this 12th gen CPU, the 12700H, is a fantastic CPU and it performs great in this laptop. Running Cinebench R23, we've got a nice score of just over 17,000 points on the multi-core, putting it right up there with the Alienware X17. And the actual GPU we've got in this model is a 3070 Ti, and MSI have given us the full 150 watts on this 3070 Ti, and it's performing as we'd expect. Running the Tomb Raider benchmark, you can see that we are hitting up to the 150 watts, and it's equally giving plenty of power to the CPU at the same time, so we're not limited from the thermal chassis of this machine, leading to a very good out-of-the-box score at 1080p on the Tomb Raider benchmark. And if we switch it to dedicated mode, the score improves again. So overall, great actual gaming performance on this machine. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, in the MSI Control Center, we've got different profiles. We've got the silent, we've got the balanced, and we've got the extreme performance. Now, this gives you a different amount of performance depending on the profile you're in. If you're in silent, your CPU is capped at 30 watts, and the GPU seems to cap out about 125 watts. And then if you can game on this machine in this profile, you're still getting excellent performance, but the machine is incredibly quiet. If you switch it over to balanced, you're allowed the full power on the CPU, but the GPU caps out at about, again, 125 watts. And if you put it on the extreme, you get 150 watts on the GPU and the full power on the CPU. So you're getting the absolute maximum out of this laptop. And as well as the 3 different power modes, we've also got fan boost mode, which literally maxes out the fan. So it is quite noisy. But if you want to cool a laptop and full throttle on the laptop, enable the sort of the game boost mode, and it is going to be full pelt out of this machine. And whilst we're talking about performance, the good news with this laptop is we've got DDR5 memory that's socketed, so you can change that yourself later on down the line. It ships with Gen 4 drives. This came with a 1TB Micron Gen 4 SSD. We've got 2 slots available, so you could add a second drive in as well. And also the Wi-Fi card is able to be upgraded. So there we go. That's the unboxing and first impressions on the MSI GE76. Have to say, thoroughly impressed with it so far. There's a lot of absolute positives with this machine. I think this configuration I've chosen with the i7, the 3070 Ti and the QHD screen is the absolute sweet spot for most people. You can pay a lot more and get the i9 with the 3080 Ti. But the thing I like about this package is it's not going to break the bank, but you're getting great performance and an amazing 240Hz QHD screen. And this 3070 Ti can easily drive that QHD screen, making it, as I say, the sweet spot. It also ships with 32GB of DDR5, so you're not going to need to upgrade that for a while. And as I say, 1TB Gen 4 SSD. Plenty of space for most people, and you've got the second slot if you want to add that extra storage space. So overall, fantastic package. Looking forward to playing with it more and getting a more in-depth review done later on. But overall, thanks for watching.